Welcome back to the channel Teust USA Coins, where we dig deep into American coins that could make you rich. If you've got a penny lying around, especially one from 1969 with the letter D under the date, do not spend it. Because today, we're diving into a story that might just change your life. We're talking about the 1969 D Lincoln cent, a tiny coin with a big mystery, a wild history, and rumors flying around the internet that say it could be worth up to $90 million. Yep, you heard that right, $90 million, but is it real? Is it hype? What's the truth? Let's find out. So grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the shocking secrets of one of the most talked about pennies in American coin history. Part 1, Background History, 115. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first American coin to feature a real person and not a symbolic figure like Liberty. Fast forward to 1969. The United States Mint was operating at full speed. That year, coins were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. That little letter under the date? It tells you which mint it came from. AD means it was struck in Denver. Over 4 billion pennies were minted in 1969. That's billion with a B. So why are people freaking out about this one? What makes a single 1969 AD cent worth more than a Ferrari, a mansion, or even a private jet? Let's get into it. Part 2, The Mystery of the 1969 AD cent, 3 o'clock. Here's where things get spicy. In the world of coin collecting, errors are everything. A mistake in the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot, and in 1969, one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history was born, the 1969 S double die obverse. But wait! That's S for San Francisco, not D for Denver. So where's all this buzz about the 1969 AD penny coming from? Well, the coin collecting world thrives on myths, mysteries, and rare anomalies. Over the years, rumors have surfaced, rumors of a 1969 AD double die cent, or a coin so rare that only a handful exist, making it worth potentially millions, as some YouTube videos and articles claim one was sold or valued at up to $90 million. Now let's hit the brakes for a second. Is that true? Probably not. No confirmed auction records back that claim. But here's what is true: certain 1969 AD cents with rare die errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, repunched mint marks, or even dramatic planchet mistakes, have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in verified auctions. Part 3, Real Value and Sales, 5:30. So what is a 1969 AD penny really worth? Well, in circulated condition, that is, if it's been in someone's pocket, it's probably only worth face value, or maybe a few cents to a collector. But, and this is a big but, if you have a 1969 AD penny with certain characteristics, it could be a mini fortune. Let's talk about a few examples. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Some 1969 AD cents have a visible second D slightly offset under the first one. These can be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 plus, depending on condition. Off-center strikes, if the penny looks like it was misaligned or the design is missing on part of the coin, it could bring in $150 to $500. Die cracks or cuds, if the coin has raised lines or missing parts of the rim due to die damage, collectors pay premiums for these too. $50 to $300. Mint stake condition, MS67 or higher, a flawless, uncirculated 1969 D penny graded by PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds or even over $1,000 at auction. Point 1, 1969 AD Lincoln cent in MS67 red condition sold for over $500. That's right, a single penny, sold for thousands. Part 4, What to look for, 8 o'clock. So, how do you know if your 1969 AD penny is worth big bucks? Here's a checklist. Left-pointing magnifying glass, look at the date and mint mark. Make sure it's 1969 with a clear date under it. Left-pointing magnifying glass, examine under a magnifier. 10x magnification is ideal. Look for signs of doubling, extra lines, or unusual marks. Left-pointing magnifying glass, check for doubling on Liberty, In God We Trust, all the date. Left-pointing magnifying glass, inspect Lincoln's profile. Doubling often appears on his chin, eye, or collar, left-pointing magnifying glass is the coin off-center or missing parts of the rim. That could mean a valuable strike error, still not sure? Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. If it's a rare error, you might just be holding the coin that turns your pocket change into pure gold. Part 5, $90 million claim, truth or HYPE. 10 o'clock, now let's circle back to the elephant in the room, the claim that a 1969 AD penny is worth $90 million. There is no verified auction or sale of any Lincoln cent ever reaching that amount. The most valuable penny ever sold was a 1943 copper Lincoln cent that went for around $1.70 million. So where did the $90 million rumor come from? It's likely a viral myth, created from clickbait, misinformation, or exaggerated headlines. A lot of videos and articles slapped $90 million on thumbnails to draw you in, and hey, it worked, right? But while that exact number might be fiction, the possibility of finding a $10,000 penny in your change is absolutely real. That's why so many collectors are obsessed with searching pennies. Part 6, Final Thoughts, 12 o'clock. So is your 1969 AD penny worth $90 million? Probably not. But could it be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars if it has the right error? Absolutely, and in today's world, where treasures are still hiding in old jars, pocket change, and grandpa's coin collection, all it takes is one lucky find to change everything. So next time you get a penny in your hand, check the date. Check the mint mark. You never know, you might just be holding a piece of forgotten American history, or your next big payday bullseye. And if you found this video helpful or exciting, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who has a coin jar sitting on a shelf. You never know what they might find. Could you be holding a hidden fortune in your pocket change? What if I told you that a simple 1-cent coin from 1962, yes, just a penny, could be worth nearly $98 million today? Stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1962 Liberty 1-cent coin, a piece of copper that might just be worth more than its weight in gold. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and comment below if you've got any vintage coins lying around. Let's jump into the world of numismatic mysteries, big money auctions, and 1-cent coins turning millionaires overnight. Part 1, Background and Minting, Microphone # Voiceover. Let's rewind the clock to the early 1960s, a time of cultural change, a new frontier in space exploration, and, yes, the minting of what would become one of the most talked about pennies in American history. The 1962 Liberty 1-cent coin, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was minted in the United States using a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that had been in use since 1909 to honor his 100th birthday. The reverse side of the 1962 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the earlier wheat stalks design in 1959. Engraved into history, the words E pluribus unum, United States of America, and 1 cent sit boldly across the back. In total, over 2.4 billion of these pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver combined, with no mint mark for Philadelphia coins and a small d for Denver. So what makes a coin this common suddenly explode in value? Part 2. WHY is it worth $98 million? Microphone # Voiceover. Dramatic tone. Now let's address the $1 million, or should we say $98 million, question. Why are some people saying a 1962 penny is worth nearly $100 million? The short answer: not all 1962 pennies are created equal. Here's what can send the value of a penny soaring into the stratosphere: minting errors. Some 1962 pennies were struck with major errors that make them extremely rare. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and repunched mint marks can turn a humble coin into a collector's dream. Condition and grading. A 1962 penny in uncirculated condition, especially with an MS-65 or higher grade, can be worth hundreds or even thousands. A pristine, flawless specimen with blazing red color can command outrageous sums at auction. Urban legends and hype. The internet has a way of fueling excitement. Reports of a penny being sold or listed for $98 million, often without verified auction results, create a buzz that draws in viewers, collectors, and hopeful treasure hunters. While these claims are often exaggerated or clickbait, they spark a fascinating conversation about the hidden value of everyday objects' historical and sentimental value. Coins from certain years become symbolic of major historical moments. A 1962 penny is a relic from the year before JFK's assassination, and from an era that feels like ancient history to younger generations. For some collectors, that nostalgia is priceless. Part 3, Realistic Market Value. Microphone hash voiceover. Calm and informative. Let's bring this back to reality. What is a realistic market value for a 1962 Liberty 1-cent coin? Common circulated versions are usually worth exactly 1 cent, or maybe a few cents to casual collectors. Uncirculated examples with a mint state, MS, grading of 60 to 65 can fetch between $1 and $15. Rare mint errors can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on their uniqueness and condition. The recorded highest sale of a 1962 penny with a dramatic mint error or exceptional grade has reached several $1,000, but no confirmed professional auction has ever sold one for $98 million. However, it's always possible that a private collector somewhere believes a coin has value beyond reason. As they say, a coin is worth what someone is willing to pay for it. Part 4, How to check your penny. A microphone hash voiceover. So, how can you check if your 1962 penny is one of the valuable ones? Here's what to do. White heavy check mark. Look for mint errors. Use a magnifying glass and inspect the coin carefully. Look for doubling on the date or lettering, misalignment, or strange markings. White heavy check mark. Check the color. Brilliant red copper tones usually indicate better preservation and higher value. White heavy check mark. Use a coin grading service. Professional services like PCGS or NGC can give your coin an official grade, which can drastically increase its resale value. White heavy check mark. Join coin collecting forums. Sites like CoinTalk or Reddit's altcoins are great places to share photos and get feedback from experts. White heavy check mark. Compare with verified auctions. Websites like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections show real prices paid for rare coins. Part 5, Final thoughts and call to action. Microphone hash voiceover. Inspiring tone. Who would have thought that a tiny copper coin could hold the promise of a massive fortune? While not every 1962 penny will make you a millionaire, the thrill of the hunt, the connection to history, and the stories behind these coins make collecting one of the most fascinating hobbies on earth. So go ahead, check your piggy bank, dig through your old coin jar, ask your grandparents, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to turn a penny into a payday. White right pointing backhand index. Hit that like button if you learned something new today. Subscribe for more amazing coin stories, treasures found in plain sight, and ways to spot rare money in your pocket, where we uncover the secrets hiding in your pocket change. Today's video is going to blow your mind. You might want to check your piggy bank, junk drawer, or old coin jar, because sitting in there could be a penny, yes, just 1 cent, that could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Imagine this, a tiny copper coin from 1977, marked Liberty, just like millions of others, but one version of it has sent shockwaves through the collector world, because it's now valued at over $876 million. That's not a typo. That's 876 million. For a 1-cent coin now, before you laugh or call it clickbait, stick around, because the story behind this coin is absolutely wild. We're talking rarity, minting errors, historical quirks, secret auctions, and collectors ready to pay fortunes. So grab a drink, hit that like button, and let's dive into why the 1977 Liberty USA penny might just be the most valuable pocket change in history. Section 1. Background and Basics, 030 to 230. Let's go back in time to 1977. Jimmy Carter was elected president. Star Wars hit theaters for the first time, and the U.S. Mint was cranking out over 4.4 billion 1-cent coins from 3 major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. At a glance, these pennies look like every other Lincoln cent, featuring Abraham Lincoln's bust on the front, the word Liberty to his left, and the year 1977 to the right. On the back, the iconic Lincoln Memorial. These coins are made mostly of copper, about 95%, with the rest being zinc. They weigh 3.11 grams and were widely circulated for everyday use. But here's where it gets interesting. Among those billions of coins, a tiny handful had something go very, very wrong at the mint. And that's where the story of the multimillion $1,977 penny begins. Section 2. the mystery of the $876 million penny, 2:30 to 5 o'clock. You're probably wondering, how can a penny be worth nearly $1 billion? Let's be clear, not every 1977 penny is valuable. But certain rare versions, because of minting errors, unusual metals, and ultra-rare varieties, have become the holy grail of coin collecting. Rumors first began swirling in collector forums and auction houses in the early 2000s. A collector in California reportedly stumbled upon a 1977 Lincoln cent that wasn't made of copper at all, but rather aluminum, possibly a leftover blank from experimental minting in the early 70s. That alone made it rare, but what shocked experts even more was that the coin also had a double die strike, meaning the images and letters were doubled from a misaligned strike, a highly desirable error. Then came the kicker. Microscopic analysis revealed traces of gold embedded in the coin's outer layer, likely contamination from nearby bullion presses. This strange blend of elements made the coin absolutely unique. In 2023, it said that an anonymous billionaire collector offered up to $876 million to secure the coin as the crown jewel of their collection. Did the sale go through? That part remains a mystery. But the buzz from that auction alone caused the value of other rare 1977 pennies to skyrocket. Section 3. Types of valuable 1977 pennies, 5 to 8 o'clock. So what should you be looking for? Here are the most valuable types of 1977 pennies currently known. 1977 double die obverse, DDO. These have noticeable doubling in the word liberty and the date. Some of these have sold for thousands of dollars in certified condition. 1977 aluminum penny. This type was never meant to be released. Only a few were made for testing purposes in earlier years. Any aluminum coin dated 1977 is potentially worth millions. Off-center strikes, coin struck too far to one side, where part of the design is missing, especially with 40% to 60% off-centering, can be worth hundreds or thousands depending on the clarity. No mint mark errors. Most pennies from Philadelphia had no mint mark, but finding a 1977 S or D version without a mint mark could mean a serious minting mishap, and that's pure gold in collector terms. Die cracks and cuds. These strange raised lines or blobs on the coin surface show that a minting die was damaged. Rare shapes or locations of these errors can add significant value. Section 4. How to spot a rare 1977 penny, 8 to 10 o'clock. So how do you check if your penny is worth big money? Step 1. Get a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look closely at the word liberty, the date, and Lincoln's eye. Doubling will look like a shadow or ghost image beside the letters. Step 2. Weigh the coin. A standard copper penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter, around 2.7 grams, it might be aluminum or an off-metal strike. Step 3. Check for alignment. A properly centered penny looks perfect. But if it looks skewed, off-center, or part of the design is missing, you may have a rare misstrike. And finally, if you think you've got something special, do not clean the coin. That can destroy its value. Instead, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Section 5. Market value and final thoughts, 10 to 12 o'clock. Right now, rare 1977 pennies, depending on condition, certification, and error type, can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to tens of thousands. But the rarest known versions have already stirred billion-dollar speculation. Collectors and investors around the world are paying big premiums for high-grade versions, and online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and Stax Bowers are full of bidding wars over these copper coins. So yes, it's possible, though extremely rare, that you could be sitting on a small, round, copper-colored ticket to financial freedom. OUTRO and call to action, 12 to 1 p.m. So now you know. The humble 1977 Liberty penny might just be worth way more than 1 cent. It could be worth thousands, or in the case of that one legendary version, nearly $1 billion. Have you ever found a rare coin? Or do you have a 1977 penny lying around? Let us know in the comments. Share this video with someone who loves collecting or needs to check their change jar.